Imagine a car born from the ambitions of a dictator, engineered in the shadow of war, and yet destined to become a symbol of peace, love, and rebellion. Picture this. It's 1938 in Germany. A small, rounded car rolls onto a stage beneath swastika banners. Its promise? To mobilize an entire nation. Its price? 990 Reichsmarks. Its name? The People's Car. Few machines have traveled such a moral and cultural distance. How did a vehicle commissioned by Adolf Hitler transform into the beloved icon of surfers, students, and flower children across the globe? This is the story of the Volkswagen Beetle. In the early 1930s, Germany was still reeling from the Great Depression. Car ownership was rare. Most Germans relied on bicycles or trains, while American roads were already crowded with Fords and Chevrolets. When Adolf Hitler rose to power in 1933, he envisioned a motorized Germany connected by a new highway system, the Autobahn. But there was a problem. Most cars were too expensive and mechanically complex for the average worker. A truly affordable, reliable family car did not exist. In 1934, Hitler summoned Austrian engineer Ferdinand Porsche and issued strict requirements. The car had to carry 2 adults and 3 children. It had to reach 100 kilometers per hour. It had to achieve fuel consumption of roughly 7 liters per 100 kilometers. And it had to cost under 1,000 Reichsmarks. Porsche's team began developing what would become the KDF wagon, named after the Nazi leisure organization Kraft durch Freude, or Strength Through Joy. Construction of a massive factory began in 1938 in what is now Wolfsburg. But history intervened. By 1939, World War II had erupted. Civilian production halted before the car could truly reach the people. The People's Car had been born, but not yet delivered. After the war, the factory lay in ruins. Wolfsburg was in the British occupation zone. Many believed the strange, rounded car had no future. One British report even dismissed it as quite unattractive to the average motor car buyer. But beneath the steel shell was a design of surprising brilliance. The Beetle's rear-mounted, air-cooled flat-4 engine displaced 1,131 cubic centimeters in early post-war models and produced 25 horsepower. It required no radiator, eliminating the risk of freezing in harsh winters. The engine sat over the driven rear wheels, improving traction, and the torsion bar suspension provided durability on rough roads. In 1945, under British Major Ivan Hurst, production restarted. By 1946, 10,000 units had been built. By 1949, exports began reaching the United States. The design evolved steadily. In 1954, displacement increased to 1,192 cubic centimeters, raising output to 36 horsepower. By the 1960s, 40 horsepower was standard. The car's distinctive rounded silhouette, separate fenders, circular headlights, sloping roofline, remained largely unchanged. That consistency became its strength. While American automakers churned out annual redesigns with chrome-heavy bodies and tail fins, the Beetle offered simplicity. Its platform chassis was easy to service. Parts were interchangeable. Owners could repair it with basic tools. In 1955, production reached 1 million units. By 1960, the company officially became Volkswagen AG. And by 1968, over 15 million Beetles had been produced worldwide. Then something unexpected happened. In the United States, young buyers rejected the excess of Detroit. The Beetle, cheap, modest, efficient, fit the mood of a generation questioning authority. Volkswagen's 1959 Think Small advertising campaign by Doyle Dane Bernbach broke every marketing rule. It celebrated the car's simplicity instead of disguising it. By the late 1960s, the Beetle had become a counterculture icon. It appeared at anti-war protests. It was painted with psychedelic murals. It even starred as Herbie in Disney's 1968 film The Love Bug. In 1972, the Beetle surpassed the Ford Model T's long-standing production record of 15,007,034 units. A car born from authoritarian ambition had become the world's best-selling automobile. By the early 1970s, the Beetle stood at its peak. In 1971 alone, more than 1.2 million units were produced. Globally, it symbolized reliability and thrift. But beneath the chrome bumpers and cheerful curves, trouble was brewing. The rear engine layout, once innovative, limited cabin space and trunk capacity. Heating systems, which relied on routing warm air from the engine, were often criticized for inefficiency and exhaust smells. Rust protection in early models was inconsistent, particularly in damp climates. More importantly, the market was changing. Front-wheel drive competitors like the Mini and later the Honda Civic offered better interior packaging. Japanese automakers introduced increasingly refined small cars with modern overhead cam engines and improved fuel efficiency. Volkswagen itself recognized the need for change. In 1974, it launched the front-wheel drive Golf, powered by a water-cooled inline-4 engine. The Golf was modern, practical, and better suited to evolving safety and emissions regulations. Meanwhile, stricter U.S. emissions standards in the 1970s forced modifications to the Beetle's engine, reducing performance. Safety requirements demanded larger bumpers and structural changes that added weight. As the 80s approached, consumer taste shifted further toward hatchbacks and sedans with improved crash protection and comfort. Beetle sales in Germany declined sharply. Production there ended in 1978. Yet the story did not end. Manufacturing continued in Brazil and Mexico. The Puebla plant in Mexico became the Beetle's final stronghold. For many developing markets, its mechanical simplicity remained an asset. Still, the design was fundamentally rooted in the 1930s, and no amount of incremental updates could conceal that age. The world that had embraced the Beetle was moving on. In 2003, after 65 years of production, the last original Volkswagen Beetle rolled off the assembly line in Puebla, Mexico. Total production reached 21,529,464 units. It remains one of the most produced single-car models in history. In Germany, the shift to front-wheel drive and water-cooled engines had already defined Volkswagen's future. The Golf became the company's new backbone. Yet the Beetle refused to disappear from memory. Millions survive today, maintained by enthusiast clubs across Europe, North America, and Latin America. Its air-cooled engine's unmistakable sound still echoes at car shows and rallies. In 1998, Volkswagen introduced the new Beetle, a retro-inspired reinterpretation built on the Golf platform. It acknowledged the original's cultural power, even if it could never replicate its historical journey. The lesson was profound. Engineering excellence alone does not define legacy. Context does. Culture does. Timing does. The Beetle proved that a machine can outgrow its origins and even redefine them. From propaganda tool to peace symbol, the Volkswagen Beetle traveled further than most cars ever could. It carried families, students, dreamers, and history itself. If you remember the Beetle or have a story about one, leave a comment below. And for more automotive histories that shaped the world, subscribe and join the journey.